Hello everybody, welcome back to Midlife Gaming. We're back playing Foundry again today, and as you can see I've updated my power supply since the last episode. I had a few problems with getting power, so I thought I'll just get it sorted out, and what we've done is we've changed it somewhat. So now we have all the boilers this way, feeding straight into the actual generators, and we've done exactly the same this side, so I've just mirrored it, and as you can see they're all putting out power quite nicely. There's plenty of fuel going through there. Got all our fuel coming through here. I did change this somewhat, as you remember from last episode. I burned all this out. We are actually getting through all of this, and we are desperately going to need some more of that very, very soon. But I think we've got another supply on the map. Definitely more there. And I think there was more up here somewhere. Yes, we've got more. We've got plenty. We need to get that here. So we may have to do a big long belt, or we might have to work out another way of getting that here. But today, before that becomes an imminent problem, because I like to ignore these little imminent problems, we're going to go and do something else, because I want to actually get our transportation sorted out. We've got a lot of shuttles going up and down, as you can see, and they're putting our robots into these. But what I want to do is I want to consolidate this into one, because today we've got one of these bad boys down here. Check this out. The size of that thing. Massive. Absolutely gigantic. And I've got that space over there reserved for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build it over there, and I'm going to tear this out, and I'm going to transfer all these bots on these little belts over here to go into one area over there. And I've kind of started doing that already. I've got a brief sort of format of how I want the belts to go. So it's got snack bots, light bots, and over there we've got the other kind of bots that we built as well, didn't we? The cleaner bots, or TV bots, that was it. I'm going to get them down here as well, and we'll get all them onto that one section, and then we've got the vacuum bots here as well, which will come down, probably go across and around so that they all go this way. So yeah, I've cleared all this out. As you remember from the last episode, we had some fun with a rather entertaining laser from up in space, from where our space station's gone. Can't see it behind the clouds. So what I'll do is I'll get all this down. I'm not quite sure the best way to do this for them. I'm not sure if I will build this up on a raised platform or just leave it like this and just let stuff go into it. But I'll tell you one thing, having this jetpack makes it a hell of a lot easier for placing stuff. So I think we'll get stuff going this way into it, because everything's coming this way. It makes sense to get it all going in this way. Do we want to build it this side or that side? I think... You know what? I think I'm just going to go big or go home. We're just going to have this whole section for one transport pad. And I'm going to build it here. There we go. Oh, look at that. Now, is that 3 outputs it's got? Or can I mix and match? That's the question. I mean, if it takes just 3, then that's a bit of a bugger, isn't it? Because I want to get more than that in there. I mean, how much is it going to take? Let's have a look. From the factory to the space station. So what do we want? Light bots. Confirm. Oh. Does it not let me put multiples in there? Doesn't let me put multiples, does it? So we want those. Confirm. Neither of those ships at the moment are any good for me. That's interesting. I don't think it's going to let us put all these different types in here. There must be a way to let us put more than one of these in here. Surely there's got to be multiples that we can use. Okay, I'll do a bit of checking and I'll come back. Hold, please. Okay, just done a bit of checking. We've got a problem. The problem is, these only take one type of item. So whilst it's got all this capacity, that's fantastic. If I want to fill it with just one type of bot, and I don't want to do that. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to fill it with multiple bots and have multiple options to go up and multiple options to come down, which is a bit of a pain. I had thought that might be an opportunity to do that. So, new plan. The new plan is going to be that we're going to get rid of this, which is a real shame. We might have another use for it, but we'll come to that. Ah, that's a real bugger. So, what I'm going to do then, I'm going to tidy up these pads, and I'm going to put all 4 of them over this way. And I'm still going to have all the robots going in and making more space here to make more capacity to build more robots. Which is a shame. That's a real pain in my backside. Right, okay. I'm going to do some deleting and some cutting off of robots. And I'll be back when I'm kind of near there and when I'm getting to there. So, I'm going to start by cutting off every factory by its knees, basically, or cutting off at the knees. We'll start by just shutting these little ones down here. So how many do we need? We need 4, don't we? So we've got 4 there straight away. 1, 2, 3. What does this one make? This one's making vacuum bots. Right. This one will have to get going the other way and turn it that way round. So that's fine. Leave it with me. I'll be back once I've emptied all these out and once I've moved them all. And we'll go from there. Okay, so I've had a clear out and tidied up some stuff. And I've decided to put the shuttle bays down here. Because then I've got space to add a few more later on. Which we will be, obviously. And I think I'll keep all of that side there just for shuttle bays up to the station. Which now means I need to get all the belts down and get them into the correct areas, which is fine. We can do that quite easily. And then it gives us opportunity to expand these factories here. Move all these out, which is very nice. So I'll get that done, and I'll be back once I've tidied that up as well. Okay, so that's one that we've got connected. And I'll just connect these up here, because I want to make sure they're going there now, and we don't lose any cells on them. And excellent. Right, that will go through. That's going to go along here. We've got plenty of space there. We can put as many more of them in as we need, which is great. And they'll go along here, and they'll already be picked up because I had some spare I threw in there. So they'll go straight in there. And that's all configured now. So we'll let that do its thing. And as you can see, our sales are taking a bit of a knock there at the top. Running down to 91,000 a day. That's no good. So yeah, I'll continue doing the same on this side. And we'll have more of those in there as well. Excellent. And that then allows us, of course, change this, and maybe we can use this to build these electronic components instead. So we're going to work out this bottleneck on our system and figure it out one way or another. Okay, so we put these in. I've updated all the belts, got loads more space now. Just need to connect them up. So the vacuum bots are going to go this way. There you go, they'll connect up onto that side and they'll go straight in. We'll connect these light bots up as well. There we go, and we'll also do these snack bots, and that should get those going too. At some point, we're going to have to get the large transport bots in here as well. Do that. Maybe I'll do that between episodes, because I've got to do a bit of fiddling around with belts on there as well. I have configured all these too. I'm going to just go in here and drop off my extra robots that I've got. I seem to have a few extras. What have we got in here? These are vacuum bots, and there you go, you can have those. I know I shouldn't run across all these, but it is what it is. And light bots. Cool, only a couple of those. And these are snack bots in here. Excellent. Right, that's our inventory slightly cleared out. As you can see, these belts are nicely full up. That's lovely. I'd like to see that. Which means these will keep steadily going up and down and filling up. Lovely. Right. Beautiful. I do like seeing all those belts with bots. Bots with belts, whichever you prefer. Okay, right. That's all filling up lovely. Brilliant. Look at all these shuttles taking off and landing. Fantastic. So then, that gives us the opportunity now to expand these and produce tons and tons and tons more, which then obviously means more money. So the expansion side is going to require more materials though. So on our actual factory here, we're going to need far more materials going through this and far faster flow rate. As you can see, I've taken 2 of these belts. I've actually split these here. So we get 2 belts coming out now from this, which is a bit more efficient. So we get 2 belts of iron plates, or these xenoferrite plates, and they go through this balancer here. So this one's taking them to make blocks and various other things and components, but there's plenty on this belt. There's actually tons on there, so they shouldn't run out. Might need to do the same with the other bits that we've got on there, but otherwise we're doing rather well. So our plates, what's it called? These plates, I can't remember what they're called now. They're doing really well to the point where we've actually filled this with these construction components, and we've got tons. So we've actually got thousands of the damn things. So we're just going to check our factory and see how we're doing on the galactic map. So, as you can see, we've got 7,424 of these construction components. We're doing very well. We've got cargo capacity we're having a problem with, but we've broken the million barrier on our cache, which is excellent. Galactic map, we are doing very nicely. Probably need to unlock a few more of these, which I'll do later. What else are we looking at? Station upgrades. So, upgrades for the hull. Can't do those yet. That's not a problem. Do we want to upgrade the orbital laser? Because we can. We've got the money. We've got the time. We've got the power. What else could we do? Sales platform. Docking facilities. Yeah, so we've got these medium cargo ships now. We haven't bought any, but we can actually purchase them. I don't think I'm going to do that yet because we're not using them. Which is a shame. I was really looking forward to actually using those. Drone bay construction should make things faster to build, so let's just start with that and upgrade ourselves for later. And the sales platform, we're selling everything very nicely. What have we got in terms of stock? Galactic market. Oh, doesn't really show up there. Storage. There we go. Tons of storage there. Million thermalite bars and robots. We haven't got a lot, but they're going to be going up there now. So we're going to work on expanding this factory today then. I'm going to get more robots, more and more. So let's start with, I'm thinking, do I want to start there? Do I want to start making these components to go on this line and changing this around somewhat? Yeah, I've got the space. Also, now we've got the space, we've got another line of these we could put in if we need to for research when we get our higher tier research. We've got plenty of space, we can do that. So I think I'm going to build a factory here to make these electronic components because this is a bit janky for me. And then we can just take them straight off this belt and put them down here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to restart it again. Okay, I was just halfway through building the bits that I needed to build, and guess what happened? My prediction came true. We ran out of IGNIUM to make the power supply. I'm so stupid, I didn't realise how fast it was being used. We're in a predicament. We are in a predicament. We've got no power. No power. We haven't got enough biomass to burn it either. And it's just occurred to me, this is under a mountain. This is under a fairly large mountain. However, the mountain itself isn't the issue. We got a tool we can use to get through that. It's just getting it to here is the issue. It'll be a long way to transport it. I'm going to go and do a bit of exploring and see if there's an easier way. Find some IGNIUM ore. I'm hoping there'll be some over here. And that'll be easier, I reckon, because there's less mountains. I don't mind getting it from underwater. I think we could probably dig that out, maybe. But yeah, let's go and have a look and see what's over here. Let's create a waypoint and say IGNIUM. I could spell it. IGNIUM. Okay. Oof. Oh yeah, look, it's in the bloody mountain. Right there. Okay, found the IGNIUM. It's just under there. But it's quite a way out still. It's not nearby. So, there's only one thing for it, boys. And girls. Obviously, we are going to have to do some proper mining. Get ready. Right, did we get close to it? Anywhere near close to it? No. Right, let's keep going. Need to charge up first of all. There we go. Right, now let's burn it. Yeah, so I think we're still nowhere near getting it, but it's a good way of mining it, that's for sure. Getting there. Okay. Yeah, we're still nowhere near it there. Ah, what's this? Is this it here? This brown stuff here. I'm a bit reluctant to be in this hole while I shoot a laser down it, to be fair. Let's see if we can zoom where it is. Oh, look, it's right there. It's deep, but it's there. Ooh, which then begs the question, if it's deep, it's kind of going to be ground level, isn't it? If it's ground level, do we need to dig it from the top, or can we just mine through the side of the mountain? Let's see if we can laser it out. Keep going, come on. There it is. Yay, pay dirt. Fantastic. It's a quick way of mining. I love it. Okay, so now we need to get the damn stuff out. What level is it at, though? What depth is it? Okay, it's 146-ish. 146. So what we need to do then is go over there, get down to 146, and see if we can get anywhere near. Oh, bloody hell, it's going to be a long way to mine. Yeah, that's going to be really hard to mine through all of that. That's a long way to take it. Then we have to get power there as well. That's the other side, which is going to be mega difficult. Oof, right, okay. That's the closest IGNIUM we've got. Wow, that's a long way away. We need distance, what's it called? Logistics. Are we anywhere near building stuff like that? Let's have a look at our science. Mining efficiency. We're nowhere near logistics stuff yet. Cargo shuttles for here. We need another tier of research for that. That's an over then. That's an out question idea. How have we run out of power? We run out of power. So we're not far from the station once we get it there. We're not far from the actual platform. It's just it would need to go on a conveyor there. I don't think that's too hard, but I reckon probably this one's going to be the easier one. Might be further, but it might be easier. Okay, so I did a bit of more searching around, and getting to that IGNIUM is far away. And this IGNIUM is impractical to dig out. So it's occurred to me I'm thinking about this two-dimensionally. I need to think about it more sensibly. And research-wise, there is a solution to this, because I think we unlocked the Oilermite fuel processing recipe. I don't know how we make it. And I don't know how we burn it. So we've got the fuel, liquid fuel. But I don't know if that goes into a boiler or if that goes into something else. So I guess I'm going to have to do a bit of checking, because that's the steam turbine, that's fine. The boiler recipe, it just says energy or fuel required, but it doesn't specifically say what kind of fuel. Unless I look in the database here, fuel items, there we go. Do I need to put the fuel in for a pipe, or do I need to put the fuel into these canisters, or do I need to do something else with it? Yeah, so I might have to do an experiment and just see. So I'll go over to the oil factory that we're producing and see if I can get some of that oil out and turn it into, I can figure out where I am and I'm not lost too far. If I can turn it into some kind of fuel and then burn it and see what happens. And if it works, if it does work, then we might have a fix. I'm not saying we will, but we might be okay-ish. Of course, if we do work out that there is a way to get the oil into fuel, then this is the oil factory here, and this is where our power stations are, so that should just be a straight pipe, hopefully, across there. And then the mine down here is the IGNIUM mine, which is all gone now, so that's no problem. So I'm just going to produce a boiler and a steam turbine, and I'm going to see if we can get one of these to fire up. Don't think it's going to work. We'll try. All we can do is try. That's what it's about, learning, finding out ourselves, and experimenting. So let's get this down first of all. We need to put it just near here, and it's got to have an input, which is... Which one of these is the input? Oh, that's the output. Ooh, is that an input there? I guess that's the input for it. That's an input and an output. Is that a steam input and an output though? Manage inventory. Requires water. Oh, it requires water and fuel, doesn't it? Ooh, what's the best way to do this then? Requires water there. Steam comes up there, but then is there an input for oil? Fuel? I don't know. I wonder if maybe I'm building the wrong kind of generator. Okay, let's take this out. Because there were these other types, weren't there? Burner generator. Requires fuel. Let's try it and find out. I don't think it's got a fluid input though, has it? No, it hasn't. Missing fuel. How do we burn stuff? What are we burning? How do we get this fuel to burn? It comes out of these outputs for a reason. Takes that fuel in, puts that fuel out, and then this turns it into canisters, which we've got no power at the moment, so we can't do anything with that either. We might have to isolate this whole section and then put a biomass burner in just to fire the damn thing up. Okay. Thinky. I don't know how this is going to work. So I've got this jetpack fuel. I wonder. Right. This is oil. Where's the water? Where's the water? The water's over here, isn't it? I'm going to put this down where I can find some water for the moment, just to test this out. What a theory. I don't know if it's going to work, but it's a theory. We'll see. Okay, right. That's going to get water going into it. So then, it needs some fuel. Can we put this? No. We can't. So what fuel does it take? Burnable item. Burnable item. Requires fuel, but that only requires steam, doesn't it? It needs steam to burn. Okay, right. I've done something. Whether this is going to work, I don't know. But I had to dissect this section here from the main factory just so that I could get a power supply put on with this biomass burner. So I wanted to fire these two machines up. So I've got this one now producing barrels, and they're just spitting out here and going straight onto this belt and then going back into here. And this one is producing this fuel here, which is portable fuel. I've got a feeling this is what we need to use to burn in those boilers. So if I grab 10 of those, we'll fly back over to this boiler and just see, does it work? I guess I could test it on the main boiler, but I just want to see if this does anything here first of all, whilst it's connected up. If this works, then I need to put in a little factory to do this. And then we should get our system running again. Let's see what happens. Ah, yeah, it does it. Yes, it works. It works. And it takes empty barrels. Ah, well, that's handy because empty barrels can come back and be recycled, can't they? Excellent. Right, so that does work then. Fantastic. Let's take that out. Brilliant. I think I figured it out. Took a bit of using my brain thinking there's got to be something else we can do. Then I realised I was trying to make jet fuel or jetpack fuel to burn in the boilers, which is not correct, obviously. So these barrels will go through and then they'll come back out again. So let's just leave this to build up a bit. We're going to have to work out a way of making some plates to make barrels. Actually, we don't really need to. We just need to make like 1,000 barrels and just to keep them recycling, don't we, really? Which this is kind of doing. That's good. That's just going to keep making barrels then. Fantastic. And I don't know how many of these are getting made. Oh, there's no more oil coming through because it's run out. Okay. That's fine. That's not a problem. Put the barrels back in there. Excellent. Yeah, it's just run out of oil. Okay. In that case, I'm going to connect this back up. Because now I know what we've got to do. Just got to do it. And that's going to burn out now because that one machine is powering the whole factory. Not very well, I might add. So what I'll do, I'll just quickly throw some of these barrels on this production line here and get these going. We're not going to get any more of the IGNIUM ore out of here today, I don't think. So we'll just cut these off for the moment. We do need it to get down here to build the steel plates, though. That's something for later. I wonder if these machines, no, they don't, do they? Because we tried that. Oh, they do. They do take that as well. Excellent. Oh, so they'll use it too. Fantastic. Brilliant stuff. Right. We should have thrown it on there, but never mind. Okay. I think we need to work a way of isolating our power supply for the factory making oil so that it never runs out of power, because it will just power itself and then it can always keep producing power. I think that's kind of the best way. But for now, let's get this worked out as a way across here, because we're going to need to do this somehow. Probably like that. Okay, so I managed to get a couple more of these guys in, but we've still got no power, so we really are struggling. So what I've done is I've got a little machine here that builds the barrels, and we only really need a constant supply of barrels just going around a loop. So the loop's going to go around the back of these machines, get taken in the empty barrels, and they'll spit the full ones out this side, and they're all connected up, as you can see by the pipe at the back there. And these will go out here, and they'll go all the way down here eventually. And then once they get down here, they'll split off into two, and then I'll go through these lines, and then these machines here will use them, and they'll go through here. The only thing is I don't have is an output for the belts to go back, which I'll figure that out in a minute. I just want to get power in here first, and then once the power's in here, we'll figure out how to get the other ones out again. I don't think it'll be too hard. I think we can use a what's it called, like a two long belt, or maybe even a 1 and a 3, or 2 and a 3, or whatever. We'll figure something out. I want to get the barrels actually on the production line first, which means I need to get some power just to get the production started. So I'm going to get back over here, put this biomass burner back that I took from here earlier, and we'll put that there. It's lucky I saved some biomass, isn't it? Because we can go and fill these up now. Let's get these going again. There you go. They're not going to support the factory forever, but they're going to start a little bit of it off. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get some production going of oil. Yes, everything starts up. That's the only problem. It drains everything at once. Yeah, so these guys are going now. We don't have any new barrels really we can put on there, but that's fine. We'll chuck a few more plates in here. Might have a few more barrels on us that we can use. Need barrels and plates and plates and barrels. Let's see if we've got any we can throw in here. Oh, so there's loads of barrels actually already in there. So I'm going to take these out. I'm going to put them in here. Or not. I was going to put them in to distribute, but they don't look like they're going to. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, there we go. So they'll go out on the belt now. And they'll distribute around, and they'll get picked up by each of these. In a nice fashion, hopefully. So they all get picked up. And they should all start grabbing a barrel or two. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Yeah, good. And that will now let these guys start throwing barrels out onto the line. They're a little slow, but I think that's because the grid is still strained. But once that gets through there, get a few more of these going. Hopefully these will start actually burning the systems, or burning the power over here. Excellent. Right, okay. They look like, for the moment, they're going into these guys here, which isn't really the ideal way. I didn't really want these guys using these, but it is what it is. Okay. So these are going to swallow up all the fuel going through for the moment. They'll start powering, which is fine. We need to work out how to get these out again. Shouldn't be too hard for these ones, because they'll just come straight out the sides here. Or the back. Right, all we can do is trust the system and let it work as it works. And we'll let it crack on. Okay, so we've got a basic output going on these now. And these are all going to go back to the factory that way. And then fill back up again. We've got quite a steady supply coming through now. Which is doing quite nicely. And these aren't quite yet getting through where they need to be. I think because these guys are working so hard. They're just filling themselves up at the moment, which is fine. Need to get the barrels out of these ones as well. That's fine. We'll get those on here. And we'll turn these into an output there. Output and output. Good. Those barrels will go back. Lovely. There you go. Nice. They'll all fill up. Excellent. Yeah, so the supply's coming through steadily. Haven't seen any go past here yet. They're not getting into these ones just yet. Well, they should be. We just need them to go faster. I don't think faster belts is the option here. I think it's just more consistent supply. We'll see what happens. They can't really get past these first two. These first guys are doing all the hard work. And then these guys here have to work out how to get them out of this. This is going to be interesting. I think we'll go around the back of here. probably is the easiest way. We need one belt down the middle of this. Get all of these out. Okay, I think I figured it out. It was complicated, and we've got a little bit of underground belt going on here. So, blue barrels come across here. They go into the machine on these inputs, and then they spit out onto this belt, and then that one spits out onto that belt, which is a very long belt. This belt goes all the way down and comes all the way back, and all these machines have an opportunity to spit their contents out onto this belt, which then goes underneath here, back across here, round here, mixes in with these guys, and then sends all these barrels back again. So, that bit's working fine. The only problem is now is output of these barrels is not fast enough. This is so slow. It could just be because we're still strained on our power grid, which is fine. I get that. We've got quite a lot of barrels in here still, which is fine also. I will pop once I've got into there. Got a lot of oil coming through either at the moment, so we're restricted on that too. I wonder if this is because this machine has no power. Yes, it also has no power. So, power again is the problem. We're in a death spiral. We need to get out of this death spiral. More biomass, I think, for the moment, just to get this stuff going and kickstart this again. Because this is just not getting enough. Yeah, these are going to be empty, aren't they? Yeah. So let's get some more of this biomass out of here. There we go. Biomass time. Only going to kickstart it a little bit. Not going to do enough. We need to stop other things working for the moment. There we go. Right, that's going to kickstart that. The high power grid works the pumps for the oil. That's fine. We need power switches. We need a power switch. We can switch off everything but the oil. That would be really handy. Now, this isn't really getting a lot of this through, so how fast is this going? Yeah, maybe we need to isolate this off of here. And we can just put biomass burners here to keep this running and powering the rest of the factory. That might be the way forward. Yeah, so there is putting liquid fuel. That's just very, very, very slow. What's the actual recipe speed? 8 seconds. Okay. Oh, we're just throwing ourselves out of that, aren't we, stupid? Maybe we need 2 of these. Here's a chemical processor. Let's hit Control Q to copy it. I found out you can do Control Q. It copies the machine and the recipe it's using, which is quite good. So, that's very handy to know. Get some pipes in here so we can use this. We'll put one of these T-shaped pipes in. Oh yeah, we've got to put it in there, haven't we? Because it works that way. Yes, that's the input. And then we'll just take this input off of here. Turn this into one of these 8-way pieces. And then, bingo, that should do that one. Excellent. Right. Any second now, that should start spitting out its lovely bounty. Yes, there we go. Right. Beautiful harvest. Then we'll put that into this pipe here. Like that for the moment. I don't think we need more than 2 of these. End up changing that later and causing me problems. Okay. Brilliant. Right, that's got stuff coming out too now. Excellent. These guys should all be filling up. So now what I need to do is copy these and do some more of them. So we'll do Control Q again, which also makes our jetpack lose power. Oh, wrong output. So stupid. There you go. See, brain missing again. It'd be dangerous if I did have one. There we go. Right, now that's outputting. Fantastic. Whew. Okay, they should now be getting all the oil they need, which they've just stopped because that's going to be sucking it all in. Good. It'll start putting out now. Fantastic. Yes, we're getting more going on there. Look at that. Oh, right. This is going to be intermittent until this all starts getting down the other end. See what we've got going through here. This seems to be okay. That's food oil going in there, isn't it? Okay. This seems to be doing alright. There doesn't seem to be any issues with that. Yeah, these are filling up okay. They're just a little slow. Maybe we could do putting a third one in, but it could be where the strained grid is causing it to slow down. Yeah. Okay. I think we're good there. Let's go and see where these barrels are going. They're filling up nicely. Look at that. That's doing well. The only thing is they're all going through into these bloody burners. Maybe we should take these out and put them in the other ones because they're generating more power through those. And these ones are just sucking it out and leeching it out because they're not getting enough bang for their buck. Maybe we need to turn that into a yellow belt after all. Get these out faster. Yeah, look, they're going through nicely now. That's brilliant. So they're coming through here, they're going through there. And as long as we're getting a return on those barrels, that's fine. Yes, they're coming out good. Barrels in, barrels out. This one should be the next one we see. There we go. Burning fuel. Very fast. Burns it quick. Excellent. Here we go. Power's coming back online. Fantastic. There. That's 7. And the more of these that start up, the more power we'll get with the oil. And the faster it will work. Ooh, it's gone down to 5. 6. Yeah, okay, look, they are getting through. It's getting there. We're doing a thing. Fantastic, we're getting there. We're doing it. And then this should just get more consistency with this oil, hopefully. Okay, it looks like we've got our power supply back online. Magnificent, isn't it? Almost all running again, which is perfect. The barrels are getting a little slow, so we've got actually a deficit. Well, I say a deficit. There's actually a surplus of barrels down the end here, so these are all going to be carrying on for quite a while, which is nice. The only problem with that now is these barrels are not empty barrels going back to the factory, so we need to produce more of those. I think we need to get a few more on the line. But the beauty of that is that's now working, and the ones at the end aren't running down, which is brilliant. These guys here aren't producing enough fuel. So I'm going to put some more plates in here, get some more of these barrels built. Quite handy because they can just be added to there when needed, so that's always useful. So let's chuck another one of them in there. There we go. That'll start throwing some more belts back out, or more barrels back out onto the belt, and just add to the amount that we've got there. So we have managed to build ourselves a renewable fuel supply. I say renewable. We've got a lot more oil than we have IGNIUM, but tons more oil. That's not going to be a problem getting that out. The problem we do now have is steel production. So we need to work out a way of getting the steel out of there and using that. But I think we might need to do that with some research. I think that's only really going to be the practical way to do it, because we need to get this IGNIUM here and this IGNIUM here. To get that out of there is tunneling or flying over the top. Or we could build a transport station. I wonder if we could build a transport there, take it up to the station, and then bring it back down from the station over here. That could be a way of doing it. Could be interesting. One thing I have noticed is our profits are massively diminished. That's because the power station's been a problem. And where there's no power, there's no money. We are stuck on that. We've got more than enough oil going through here now. I don't think we're going to run out any time with this. It's just these barrels now a bit of an issue. Can't get through quick enough. Might need to put a couple more of these on the... That's our xenoferrite plates out of the way. Okay. That's just a case of recycling everything here. But it looks to me like these are going to start backing up soon, which is good. That's not going to be a problem then. As they back up, these will just come back and recycle. Good. Yeah, look at this. These are backing up. That's lovely. That's perfect. Just what I want to see. And these guys down here are all working away nicely. Yeah, Plenty of fuel. You can see there's all these steam generators generating their power. Lovely. Excellent. Right then. So, I need to figure out a way to get this IGNIUM ore back into our steel making section because we're running dry there. We've got a few still. We've got a few bits that are keeping us going, but that's only because we had no power. Nothing was being produced. After we've extended this, we'll get our production back online. Our power's now sorted. We need to look at this IGNIUM. That's going to be the next thing. I think what I'll do, I'll extend this between episodes. So that should be fine. And I'll look at and see if we can get some more of these pads in over here for putting these other robots on as well, because I want to get them all over this side. Get all our transportation in one place. And then we've got factory space here for everything else. Have a look. So yeah, we've got all the space we need there. We've got lots more space we can dig out there as well. And we'll turn that pad and that pad into these over here, and we'll get them going on that belt too. We've got everything going out this way and everything coming back this way. That'd be nice. Nice and tidy. Love it. Right then, I think I'm going to leave it there. And next episode, I think we're going to work out IGNIUM research. Yeah. Oh yeah, look, they're building up nicely down there now. Brilliant. Okay, guys, I think we'll leave it there. And we will catch you in the next episode. By which time, I'll have a solution figured out, hopefully, for this IGNIUM. Otherwise, thank you very much, and take care. I will see you guys in the next episode.